Your rent went up again. Your electric bill hit $280 last month, and somewhere online you saw a headline about a Tesla home under $6,000. You clicked, because if that number is real, it could change the next 20 years. But here is what that headline is not telling you. A retired couple recently put $22,000 into a tiny home package, shell, solar, battery, only to discover they still needed land, a foundation, site prep, county permits, and utility hookups. By the time they could legally sleep inside, they had spent over $40,000. They were not scammed. They just believed the price they were shown was the price to move in. It was not. At 71 years old, on Social Security, that gap is not something you recover from quickly. That is the real danger, not the technology, the assumptions you make before you understand what you are actually buying. And here's the question this video will come back to again and again. Tesla might lower your electric bill, your repair costs, your water bill. But if the land underneath your home, the battery in your wall, the water in your pipes, and the software running your lights all belong to one company, do you actually own anything? Or have you traded a traditional landlord to a tech landlord with better branding? One thing before we start. There is no official Tesla tiny house order page today. Everything here is reported, leaked, or estimated. We will tell you which is which throughout. Do not send money to anyone claiming otherwise. Our job is to give you the framework to evaluate it when real information arrives. 7 financial promises. We test every single one. Part 1. Let us start with the number that brought most of you here. $6,000 for a house, or $7,999, or $14,993 with solar and battery. The number changes depending on which video you watched, but the problem underneath all of them stays the same. There are 2 completely different costs that keep getting sold as one. The build price, what it costs Tesla to manufacture the shell and load it onto a truck, and the move-in price, what it actually costs you to have a legal, functioning home you can live in. The shell is the frame, composite walls, roof, and insulated panels. That might cost $6,000 or $7,000 to produce at scale. What it does not include: land, foundation, site prep, county permits, electrical hookup, water connection, and sewer. Those items together, depending on your state and county, can add $10,000 to $30,000 before you unpack a single box. So here is the honest number most people need to plan around. If you are in a state with favorable zoning, already own land, and have basic infrastructure in place, a fully livable Tesla tiny house package with solar and battery could realistically cost somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 all in. That is still far less than a traditional home in most markets. But it is not $6,000. And if you walk in expecting $6,000 and discover $40,000 before you can legally live there, that gap does not just hurt your budget. At this stage of life, when your income is fixed and your earning years are behind you, a $20,000 surprise can genuinely derail a retirement plan you spent decades building. The manufacturing technology is real. Prefabricated modules built to 0.2 millimeter tolerance, structural insulated panels, magnesium oxide board resisting mold, termites, and moisture, aluminum zinc-coated steel that doesn't rust or warp, Class A fire resistance, survival-grade construction in California and Texas. Units reportedly ship flat-packed, 15 modules per 40-foot container, installed on-site in 6 to 12 hours. All of that reduces what Tesla pays to build. Your question is different. Does the manufacturing quality lower what you pay to maintain over 10 years? Cheap to build and cheap to own are not the same thing. If Tesla locks you into proprietary components and certified technician-only service calls, the efficiency benefit flows to them, not to you. Drop your state in the comments below. One word. Our next video goes state by state, zoning, sunshine, and land costs. That comment tells us exactly where to focus. Part 2. Now to the promises that actually have a chance of lowering your monthly bills. Here is how the energy system purportedly works, organized into 3 layers that each do a different job. Layer 1. Produce. A solar roof integrated into the structure, not panels bolted on top, but the roof itself, with a reported capacity of 3.8 to 7.6 kilowatts, depending on the model. On a good sunny day in Arizona or Nevada, that system generates more electricity than the home consumes. The surplus goes into the battery. Layer 2. Store. A 13.5 kilowatt-hour Powerwall. That's enough stored energy to run a small home's essential systems, refrigerator, lights, medical equipment, phone charging, for 1 to 3 days without any solar input. During a Texas ice storm or a Florida hurricane, that is not a convenience feature. That is the difference between safety and crisis. Layer 3. Reduce demand. This is where the R50 insulation rating and the HERS index below 30 come in. The average American new home scores around 100 on the HERS index. A score below 30 means the home uses less than 30% of that energy. Combined with zone-specific mini-split heating and cooling and radiant floor heating that warms the home from the ground up rather than pushing hot air through leaky ducts, you are not just generating more power, you are needing dramatically less of it in the first place. For someone with arthritis or joint pain, which affects the majority of Americans over 65, that warm floor in the morning is not a luxury. It eliminates the portable space heater, reduces morning joint stiffness, and removes a real fire hazard from a home where someone may be living entirely alone. That quality of life benefit has a direct safety value that is very difficult to put a price on. But this system has a number attached to it that almost nobody mentions. The Powerwall warranty runs 10 years. After 10 years of daily charge and discharge cycles, battery capacity degrades to roughly 70 or 80%. Replacement runs approximately $11,000 at current pricing. Picture yourself at 75 years old, having saved on electricity for a decade, then handed a bill for $11,000. If you planned for it, manageable. If no one told you it was coming, that's a financial emergency on a fixed income. The honest version of the solar promise. In Arizona, Nevada, southern Texas, and central Florida, states with consistent year-round sunshine, this system can genuinely drop monthly electricity costs below $30. Over 10 years, that's real money. In the Pacific Northwest, New England, or the upper Midwest, the math weakens. 150 sunny days instead of 300 means far less solar generation. You will likely need a grid tie-in costing $3,000 to $8,000 up front, or a generator with its own ongoing costs. Reported savings, conditional on location, requiring a replacement budget in year 10, not free forever.
but potentially a strong deal if the conditions match where you live.
Part 3. Water independence, when it works and when it becomes a liability. There is one scenario where the water system changes the financial equation, not slightly, but fundamentally. You find 5 acres of rural land in Texas for $18,000, no municipal water, no sewer hookup. Running those utilities from the nearest line costs $12,000 to $20,000. In that case, a self-sufficient water system does not just cut your monthly bill, it makes the land livable at all. The reported system works like this. A 500-square-foot roof in a region that gets 30 inches of rainfall annually captures roughly 9,000 gallons per year. Through sediment filtration, activated carbon, and UV sterilization, that water reportedly meets EPA standards for residential use. A greywater recycling system, routing water from sinks and showers back to toilet flushing and irrigation, can reduce total consumption by 30 to 50%. Here is where it breaks down if you are not careful. Not every state permits collected rainwater for drinking. Some counties require permits for any greywater system. Before you buy land counting on this technology, make one phone call, your county planning office. Ask about rainwater for potable use and greywater recycling. Get the answer in writing. And whoever owns this home needs to be comfortable with ongoing maintenance. UV bulbs need annual replacement. Carbon filters have a service life. Water needs periodic bacterial testing. That is not complex work, but it is regular work. If your health or mobility makes that difficult, and if there are no local service providers who can handle it affordably, the water system becomes a recurring problem rather than a recurring saving. Water independence is real. It just requires the right county, the right rainfall, and the right maintenance plan. If those 3 line up where you want to live, this system becomes one of the strongest financial arguments for placing a tiny home on rural land that traditional housing economics would never make viable. Part 4. Local AI, privacy tool, or repair lock-in. Most smart home systems sold today send everything to a corporate server. Your thermostat schedule, your movement patterns, your energy usage, your daily routine, reported to company servers, often shared with third-party data partners. For anyone living alone at 70 years old, that is not an abstract privacy concern. That is someone else owning a detailed record of your entire life inside your home. Tesla reportedly addresses this with a local AI chip derived from their Dojo computing architecture, handling roughly 30 trillion operations per second entirely on-device. Temperature optimization, lighting, energy management, security, all processed inside the house, nothing sent to a cloud server. The home reportedly maintains core functions even when internet connectivity is lost. In a rural location or during a weather emergency, that matters. This is the right design philosophy, and if it works as described, it solves a genuine problem for retirees who want smart home convenience without the surveillance that almost always comes bundled with it today. The reported ability to keep core functions running when internet is lost, something that matters in rural areas and during storms, is an advantage most systems on the market simply cannot offer. But ask these 3 questions before you trust it. First, if this chip fails at year 4, who is authorized to repair it, and what is the service cost in your area? Second, if Tesla pushes a mandatory software update that changes how your home behaves, do you have any legal right to refuse or revert? Third, can you disable the smart system entirely and run the home on manual controls if you choose to?
A home that protects your data but traps you in a proprietary repair ecosystem has traded one form of dependence for another. The privacy is real only if you retain the right to fix it, modify it, or opt out. That right is what you need to verify in any contract.
Part 5. The Village Model: Community or Tech Landlord? This is the part of the Tesla tiny house concept with the highest upside and the highest risk. We need to talk about the risk plainly. A tiny home village pools dozens of units onto shared land with shared infrastructure, a solar microgrid, shared battery balancing, water recycling, greywater processing, and centralized maintenance. At that scale, per-unit infrastructure costs drop significantly. Units that cost $7,000 individually might come in at $5,000 to $6,000 as part of a managed community. And for a retiree living alone, a community means someone notices if you do not come outside. That social infrastructure has genuine value. But here is what that arrangement actually looks like legally. You own the unit. You do not own the land. You do not own the microgrid. You do not own the water infrastructure. You do not own the software running all of it. One entity, Tesla or a third-party community operator, controls all four, and that entity sets the monthly community fee. In year 1, that fee might be $300. By year 5, $500. By year 8, $650. This trajectory is not hypothetical. We have watched it play out in RV parks and manufactured home communities for 4 decades. The fine print almost universally allows fee adjustments for operational costs with no ceiling. And by year 8, you are older, your health may have changed, and moving a tiny house costs $3,000 to $8,000 in transport. The practical ability to leave diminishes every year you stay. Ask yourself this honestly. If the company controlling your land, your electricity, your water, and your home's software decides to raise fees by 40% next year, what is your actual option? That is the question separating a community from a gilded cage. Before signing anything for a shared community, you need written answers to 5 questions. Who owns the land? Is there a cap on annual fee increases? Under what conditions can you be required to leave? What are your rights to sell your unit? And if the operator sells or goes bankrupt, what protections carry over? If those answers are not in the contract, you are not buying a home. You are entering a managed arrangement that someone else controls completely. 7 financial promises. Here is where each one lands. Factory manufacturing and R50 insulation, worth your attention. They reduce repair costs and make energy spending predictable. Solar and Powerwall, worth your attention in sun-favorable states, provided you have budgeted for the year 10 battery replacement. Rainwater and greywater, promising only if your county allows them and your health supports ongoing maintenance. Local AI, the right idea, but the value depends on whether you retain the right to fix it and opt out. Village model, highest upside, highest control risk. Never buy in without written answers to the 5 ownership questions. Before any decision, ask yourself 3 things. Do I control the land this home sits on? Do I have a repair and replacement fund for years 5 through 10? And if the smart systems fail, do I have the legal right and practical ability to fix them? Drop your state in the comments, 1 word. Our next video is the state-by-state breakdown, where the solar math works, where zoning laws protect you, and where the rules stop you before you start. Subscribe and hit the bell. We will see you there.